Welcome to Trauma in Our Veins, where we unpack the chaos of being human, from parenting, mental health, trauma, and everything in between. I'm Maggie.
I'm Erica. Our ground rules are simple. This is a safe space, so be kind. Respect differing opinions. Maggie and I use she, her pronouns for ourselves, and we speak from experience, not misinformation.
What up, Craig?
Nine, nine.
Gang, motherfuckers. Hey,
Oh my God.
guys. Welcome back. We have missed you. It's been a crazy ass month for all of us, but we're back and we're better than ever. Or it's called manifesting.
We want to be.
We do.
Better.
Who's that? There's a TikToker. It's called manifesting, bestie. Look it up.
Believe in that shit.
Mhm.
Because, as we've said before, if you're not laughing, you're crying or screaming.
Yes,
So.
especially now.
Yeah.
But in that spirit, we're gonna start with a little fangirl moment. Because we were just talking about what we wanted to talk about today, and there's just really too many things. So we're gonna say a little bit of the good, a little bit of the bad, a little bit of the ugly, and a little bit of the hysterical. Sorry, hilarious. We don't like that word. I forgot. But yeah, so who here, by show of hands, has seen what's been going on with Mr. Mamdani, Mayor Mamdani, and his dreamy self stopping to help I don't actually know who the guy was, a reporter or something who had fainted, and there was a video that went around TikTok of him helping him and fanning him with this folder, and it was just dreamy.
Yeah, he's so helpful and it's so fucking hot.
And he closed the deficit for New York City. So
Dude.
fucking hot. Are we serious? Mamdani for president.
Yeah, what did it start at? It was like
It was either 12 million or 12 billion. Hold on. Let me look. I'm gonna look. We do facts on this channel. Deficit, New York City. $12 billion budget deficit has been fully closed 2-0 for the upcoming fiscal year 2027 budget.
Oh my God. Like, I don't think people like 12 billion to zero. Like,
are you ready to get a little turned on?
Oh, I'm already there.
Okay, a little more. For state assistance for New York, he secured over $4 billion in new gap closing support and funding from Governor Kathy Hochul and Albany lawmakers. So he was looking at all the state assistance that everybody else is trying to cut.
Wow. That is
So
super
dreamy.
hot. That is why can't they all be like that, And I think what's really cool about him is the fact that, like, he technically, like, he's not from here, right? He
Right.
was born in a different country, and
oh man, then he can't be president, can he? Damn it.
I don't know, because we have a freaking felony. Or like we have a felon
a walking felony, just a
literally
walking felony
with a leaking diaper. So I feel like the bar has been set so damn low that yeah,
you know what? When you put it that way,
like at this point, honestly, having somebody as president that's not born here, that is not the worst thing that could happen, unless it's Elon Musk, then it would be. But
well.
Oh, speaking of Elon Musk.
Wait, before we move on, I just have one more comment about Mamdani. Gentlemen,
yeah.
You have been asking us for decades, what do women want? It's that.
It's him.
It's everything he stands for. It's giving a shit about human beings, not just the ones who can benefit you. And it's standing up for what's right, even when it's unpopular and you are getting death threats for it. It is hero energy, my guy. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, it is the hottest thing. Not only that, but it's like yeah, it's super sexy and he's very sexy. But all the things he's doing, it's actually helping people. And like one of
Mhm.
the other big things he's tackling, which has been a huge issue in New York, is the landlord situation. And he is going after landlords that are taking
Yes.
advantage of people, committing fraud, and illegally not maintaining their like apartments and stuff. So that shit is huge because if you know anything about people that rent in New York, they'll tell you like landlord situations are scary and
Yeah.
you don't know what kind of situation you're going to end up in. So this is like it's really cool to see someone actually give a shit about the people that live there where they're
Yeah.
governing. It's like
I mean,
that's hot.
I've never rented in New York City, but I have rented in cities in Florida, and with I couldn't even with that. And I have every confidence that New York City has it worse. There's so many more people to be shitty there.
Yeah.
Like,
And I
if you question whether or not this is really what women want, I would bring you to Sabrina Carpenter and go listen to her song Tears because it's accurate.
yes. She gets it.
Yes.
I oh man, I could totally see them ending up together. Not that
Wait,
I want that, but
Mamdani and Sabrina Carpenter? Wait, what?
yeah. I just pictured it and I was like, "Oh, okay." Uh,
Oh,
but
that's a video we could No, no, no. No, no, take it back. That was an intrusive thought that should have stayed inside.
you mean a music video, right?
Obviously, for the
Of
song.
Of course. No, I well, we've joked about, like, AOC and Mamdani and how they would just be super hot together, and they
Mm.
do have such good chemistry, like, if they look like buddies, like, in a cutesy way,
For the
so,
record, I have no concept of whether either of these people is married. So if
I
they have spouses, I am so sorry.
I don't think either of them do, they might be dating someone, but I don't think
Mm,
they're married, let me look. I don't think
she doesn't
oh, wait, he is
AOC does not
married.
AOC does not have a legal spouse, but she is engaged.
Damn it. And he
Yep.
is married.
Never get our porno. I mean,
I
music
mean,
video.
what?
Left field. Anyways, listen,
Oh, shit.
feel like I should make a comment about how objectifying we are being. O intentionally exaggerated for entertainment purposes.
Yes.
Slightly.
And for, uh, Mom Donnie's wife, I'm sorry, you are also beautiful. I just saw a picture of you. Oh my god. And you just sound awesome. She is a animator, illustrator, and ceramicist. So she does ceramics.
Ooh, I love that.
Um And they met on Hinge of all things. That is so interesting to me. I love that. The app Hinge.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
for all of our Hinge users, hey, there's hope. You could
Yeah.
end up with the next Mom Donnie.
And as for AOC, her fiancé is a web developer and digital consultant.
Oh.
They dated in college, broke up after, and then rekindled their romance when he came to New York.
Oh.
And he's listen, I don't know technically if this term is offensive. If it is, I'm very sorry, but it's one of my favorite types. He's a ginger.
Oh. Nice.
Yeah.
That's that's a cute
And
combo.
he's got like the big beard and everything.
Oh, he looks
Right?
so cute with her, like, protector.
Yes.
Oh,
Absolutely. I love
she's
them.
so beautiful too. Damn it.
She is.
And
Listen,
her and
I
I
love that we're finally seeing some humans that are beautiful inside and out, I hope. Let's knock on wood for that.
yes, I agree. I mean, obviously, when it comes to politicians, there's gonna be some stuff like either we just don't know or some shady shit from their past or decisions they make, but
Yeah.
overall, like, to me, it's like, okay, what are their intentions for their policies and, like, things like that? And what are like, how do they view humanity? I think that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah. What is it? Let's have a survey for anyone who wants to get into politics. And the very first question is, what is your definition of human rights?
Mm, yeah, that should be that
And
should be the first.
your answer will tell us whether or not you're allowed in the club. uh,
The club of the human race.
right? Otherwise, to the moon, Alice.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh
speaking
my
of the
goodness.
moon, we haven't talked about Artemis too.
Oh my God, seriously, we haven't?
I don't think
I don't
so,
think we
but
have. I really it's been a minute since we recorded, so it's possible we have not.
yeah, because that all happened in April.
Oh.
So, yeah.
As of
So,
4 hours ago, people are saying they faked their moon mission again.
oh my God.
Are we see
Yeah.
this is I just Googled it, and that's what I'm seeing is everybody's now in the last 24 hours saying there's a bunch of conspiracies now.
Oh, yeah. That's been happening. But, like, I just, to me, it's like, I don't understand. Why are people so obsessed with that? And
Okay,
my thing,
go ahead.
oh, I was just gonna say, like, my thing is, one, there's like way bigger fish to fry right now, but two, what would be the point of faking all of that? Like, I
My hand
that's what I don't get.
the little girl in the front row has her hand raised.
Go.
Distraction! Distraction! Distraction, distraction,
Epstein.
distraction, 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 distraction.
Epstein.
And here's my thing is literally as I'm saying that we need to have politicians answer this question and blah 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 blah, what's going through my head is all of the dating reality shows like Love is Blind and Married at First Sight that were so popular, and then immediately who did the contestants start becoming? Who were the men? They were the shittiest who figured out what to say by watching the previous stuff, made it their own, improved on it, got the people to be convinced of their lies. And now it wouldn't phase me. It would not surprise me if all they did was say, oh, we have much better technology now. We could fake this even better. You know what I mean? And the fact that
Right.
they tried it first with Katy Perry going up into space, like, I don't wanna bust out the tinfoil hat. I might be busting out the tinfoil crown soon is all Imma say.
I mean, that whole like situation with her and then kissing the ground, like that whole
Oh
kissing the
my
ground, like
god.
that was really dumb. It
We
was
know
such
she's
a
dramatic. I don't know why we're surprised, but, like
right. But okay, let's and to go with Katy Perry and that whole thing, her husband left her after that.
He
Orlando
did?
Bloom left her. Yeah.
I did
Yeah,
not
they
even
broke
know
up.
that.
They got divorced
I didn't
because he he didn't want her to do it. He was against the whole thing and felt like it would take away the spotlight from the people who really deserve it, and he just
mm,
felt like it was too much publicity and all of that. Um and she was just like, "Yeah, I don't care what you think. Like I'm still going to do it." Like
right.
she just saw the probably the dollar signs or whatever it was, and
The
was just like,
publicity
"Yeah,
and all
no."
that for herself, yeah.
Yeah, and she overshadowed the astronauts anyway. So it's like, yeah, that's what I hated about it. And I don't know, I wouldn't be surprised if that shit was staged. I mean, why would they bring her of all people on this planet as a
Yeah.
guest? What the fuck?
Why
And
was frickin' Nicki Minaj part of Trump's advertisement for himself? Like, I don't there are
oh,
decisions that I just will never understand.
The thing with Nicki Minaj is actually funny because she was promised the gold card membership to
Right, and she
citizenship.
didn't it was fake, right?
Yeah, he gave her the fake, like, knockoff version of it, so it doesn't work.
I do
And
not. I
and
can't.
when she was like, "I thought I was gonna get the real thing, I was promised citizenship, blah, blah, blah," and the White House was just like, "Yeah, we never promised that." It was
Baby, I'm
so fun.
sorry. I'm not sorry.
Literally,
But,
like,
like,
she walked
how
into that.
literally seriously, because how are you still fooled by promises? My mother-in-law came out to me, no, came out to the porch the other day, and she said she starts talking about, the one we hate. Well, let's be more specific, DeSantis. Um,
Satan.
and she said something about how, well, he's saying that he's gonna take away property tax in Florida, and I looked at her dead in the eye, and I said, "It is a lie." I said, "First of all, he's telling you the same kinds of things that Trump did because he's Trump Jr., and he wants to get your vote. He's also simultaneously gerrymandering all over the state of Florida to try to take all of the Democratic Senate seats away. And so he's going to tell you that he's going to take property tax away in Florida. But here's the thing, that's Florida's main freaking income. There is no way in hell that he would ever sign off on that.
No,
Like, no.
the
Mm-mm.
only way he would do that is if Disney, which Disney wouldn't,
Yeah.
agreed to, like, give them a portion so that they
Oh,
could keep the parks there.
I
That's
wouldn't doubt that
literally
he would take away Disney's property tax. I
he
believe
tried.
that. I believe that wholeheartedly. But it's
Yeah,
not gonna be our property tax. Like,
right.
that's not gonna be ours. That's gonna be more tax breaks for the rich while we get shat on,
Of course, and
right? And
he
meanwhile, my diabetic husband is losing weight again because Medicaid kicked us off when they did all their budget cuts, and he can't afford his pump and stuff. So fuck all y'all with your budget cuts for the poor people.
so if he can't do the pump, is he getting regular insulin then?
So he does still have the last pump that they sent him, and fortunately for us, he has always viewed the supplies as something to be rationed. So when they told him to wear it for 3 days, he'd wear it for 4 days. Um, so he does have a probably 3-month backlog still of the pump supplies. The monitor, which is the more important part, he has not had for 2 or 3 months now. And
Oh
that
my
is what is causing the imbalance that is causing the weight loss. So, it's just a mess, but he was able to go to Walgreens recently, and they started finally selling glucose monitors, but they're kind of a limited version of it. It's not the good version that he would get from the doctor, but it's kind of an over-the-counter version that's meant for, like, the people who are using diabetes supplies to lose weight. It's kind of meant more for that, but he was able to get one, and it has been helping to keep him a little bit steadier now, but it's still, if he suddenly spikes or suddenly drops, he's up shit creek. It's really annoying.
Are there like, certain foods or, like
Yeah, it's carbs, but unfortunately there's carbs in everything.
oh, so he needs more or less
No,
carbs?
he needs diabetes is super fun. He needs the carbs because his body needs the carbs, but his body can't process the carbs, so he needs the insulin to help his body process the carbs, and it's a delicate balancing act. He doesn't go around eating sugar and ice cream and cakes and cookies and all this bullshit. It's not like he's eating wrong things or whatever because he is type 1, not type 2, and even type 2, it's has to do with how you eat, but it's not because of necessarily how you eat. A lot of people get that mixed up, but, uh his
Yeah,
it's really annoying because with type 1 especially, your pancreas can start and stop working. It just kind of works when it fucking feels like it. So, how you react to certain foods might be different one day to the next. At
Yeah.
least that has been the case for him for years. And that is what drove him to the hospital so many times 4 years ago, and it's very stressful to watch him lose weight right now.
Yeah, that's scary.
I
You
didn't mean
know,
to dump that on the podcast. Sorry, guys. It's fine, but,
I mean, it's necessary. I
it
think
is.
and it's something that's directly impacting you guys, but it's also directly impacting the millions of people that have diabetes, and
Mhm.
I think so much of what's being talked about right now is the weight gain. So people are looking more at type 2 right now and more so like the losing weight, get on Ozempic, like all that shit. And they're really pushing that like hard.
Yeah.
And it's taking so much attention away from people that have type 1
It's
because,
more than that. It's taking supplies away
yep,
from people who
exactly.
have type 1 diabetes. You like, when they started marketing stuff like that, that was just for weight loss and, like, all like, I don't even know who of the celebrities, I don't even care, did it, and I'm sitting here going like, "We can't get insulin.
Yeah.
We can't get the insurance company to approve his insulin even though he's been type 1 diabetic for 14 years."
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah,
do you
it's
think
hard.
that it doesn't just go away, like, it doesn't just stop being a thing. You don't stop being a type 1 diabetic. It doesn't happen. So, like, ugh.
Right. And then because they're pushing it so much for weight loss, I feel like it's
Mhm,
less regulated. And then there's more and more people that are getting on it. And then they're having issues with, their liver or their kidney or their
mhm.
pancreas because of, the risks and side effects. And it's like there's less research and regulations going into it, because they're trying to fast track this shit for the weight loss market.
Yeah,
And again, it's just taking more and more focus away from people that have diabetes and actually truly need it. And yeah, it pisses me off.
absolutely. This is exactly the type of wealth imbalance, power imbalance, dynamic imbalance, however you wanna put it, that is at the foundation of, I feel, most of the problems that we discuss on this channel. It's Again, if we wanna ask politicians, "What is your definition of human rights? Do you think it's a human right for a diabetic to have insulin? Because I do. He literally can't survive without it. So, to him, it's like food. To him, it's like an inhaler for an asthmatic, only he needs it every day, regardless of his reactions. Like,
Yeah.
it all is coming down to these human rights. The reason why we're such a fan of Mamdani, he gives a shit about people, not just rich people, not money that we know of yet, and clearly he's doing something right. He closed their deficit in 3 months, didn't he? I don't remember how long
Yeah.
it took, but it was so fucking fast. But
I think he started in January.
yeah, so 4 months. I mean, crazy,
Yeah, it's
crazy.
literally, and it just goes to show how corrupt and how messed up the office was before him because clearly they
Mhm.
weren't giving a shit and fixing things like they could have been this whole time.
Right, so, like, think
Um,
about Trump's promises about how he was gonna close the deficit in a year, and then I even saw a live today from the Oval Office where he's talking about how affordable everything is now. Transportation is the cheapest it's ever been, and food's the cheapest it's ever been, and I'm sitting here like, "What fucking planet are you living on?"
right.
We were
Yeah,
talking
and
about toothpaste earlier being so expensive.
yeah, dude, like 3 tubes for $20?
Oh
What the
my god.
fuck?
Toothpaste used to be $1.50.
Right? You
I
could,
feel
yeah.
so old. I'm like that old guy who's just like, "Back when I was a boy."
Well, okay. So there used like this brand that I used to get, and this is such a squirrel moment about toothpaste, but I used to get a 3-pack because I always get the 3-pack or the 5-pack,
Mm,
and the 3-pack would be like $7.99. It is now $20 to $25, you
Oh
guys.
my god.
Like, that's not okay. So and and that's even with, Amazon offering a discount. Yeah, okay. My ass. Like, it's so
Is
it's
that a
just and
discount you can afford because you paid someone an hourly salary to not go pee?
seriously, like, I was talking about that with someone else earlier today, um, because they were talking about wanting to get crystal singing bowls for sound baths and stuff, and the really good ones are, like, over $1,000, and I was looking, and of course, I found a set on Amazon for, like, 200 something, and so I sent a screenshot, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, Amazon's really saving us money while also killing people." Like,
Right?
and I was like, "Yeah, fuck." I just ugh. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The they have us by the chutzpahs, as they used to say. I don't know who
yeah.
used to say that. I don't know if anybody ever said that in their life.
I've never heard
I
it in my
think so.
life.
I'm pretty sure chutzpah is like you've got cojones. So I was kind of, playing it to the other side.
They got us by the
They got
hoo-has.
us by the chutzpahs. They got us- Oh my god, did I tell you? Okay, this is again squirrel moment because you said hoo-ha. Back when I was working quality for a call center for a bank, an investment bank. So you're talking about like I once dealt with a $250,000 transfer, millionaire type people, right? And this girl that we were listening to the phone call, and she said, "Yeah, I know it can be a real pain in the hoo-ha."
Oh my god, I love
We had
that.
to pull her off the floor and say, "You can't say that." And she goes, "I thought it meant butt." No,
Oh, no.
no, ma'am.
Oh, no.
No, ma'am. That's not what that means. Oh my god, it was so funny. Anyways, social
I can
injustice. We're talking about social
okay,
injustice, not hoo-has.
but, like, I can just real quick, I can just
Mm.
picture her then playing that in her mind and being like,
Oh.
"I've been doing sex talk so wrong
She
my
she
entire life."
turned so red. This was in person. This was not a remote job. She turned so red. She was like, "Are you serious?"
That's amazing.
Oh my
Uh,
goodness. And the best part was that the person who had pulled the call who was having this talk with her. We were all in a very small room, but the person who was having the talk was Debbie, who was like super sweet older lady who looks as innocent as you could ever guess. She was not. She was not. She was dirtier than any of us. It was great.
it's all a lie.
It's
They
all a
may
lie.
they pretend, but deep down,
Mhm.
they're
Oh,
the dirtiest.
that is gonna be me when I'm old, you best believe. You best believe.
We're gonna be like those perverts in our wheelchairs going around,
No,
like the
I
assisted
wouldn't
living.
say perverts. I'm just going to make comments and just see how far I can get with people just wondering if it's dementia.
Dude, honestly, once we hit the age of, like, 60, that's when
Mm.
we can really show how nuts we are,
We
and
may we may have to push it till 70. We can't retire as early anymore.
that well, you shouldn't have reminded me of
I'm
that.
sorry.
I'm just kidding. But, yeah, whether it's 60 or 70, that's when
Mhm.
we can start saying really unhinged shit.
Yeah, yeah.
More than now, at
Yeah,
least.
I was gonna say, our parents would argue that we were already doing that.
I mean, yeah, but then, like, literally, the last time I saw my dad, which was, like, last weekend or the weekend before, he was literally wearing, like, a Bigfoot hunting t-shirt.
Oh my
So
goodness.
so, like, am I the most unhinged? I don't know. And then there was my brother who also
You
thinks
know,
that there's parasites in us that the government's using to watch us and surveil us with and poison us and all this other shit he was
that
saying.
that's valid. Your family's standard for unhinged is something else.
Yeah, so honestly, like, I could literally start speaking gibberish and that would be less unhinged.
Well, yeah, because that's the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, that's speaking in tongues, girl. What are you talking
Obviously. Oh, she's saved again. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, yep.
Oh my God, I can't. But
Yeah.
there is still hope for the world because we have politicians and even honestly, I will even say okay, hold on. I have to word this carefully. Um, I don't believe in the message of the church, obviously. But I've even seen on TikTok when my FYP decided that it wanted to fuck up my day, a couple of pastors that actually made sense, that actually, like, said things that were not oblivious. So, there are some in all walks of life, but we're seeing some hope. We're seeing some hope.
Yes, we are. And to all the people that are naysayers about the moon and Artemis,
Mhm.
chill the fuck out. Like,
It's not that
refocus here.
yeah. Just
Refocus. Like, we need
distraction,
to,
distraction, distraction.
yeah. And like, I honestly feel bad because, um, people, so they were at Capitol Hill like yesterday, I think,
Hmm.
and people walked up to them and were screaming at them, calling them liars and telling them that they faked the entire thing.
Oh my
Like,
goodness.
that is unhinged, for one.
Yeah.
Like, even if you believe that, like, that is so inappropriate. You can't just go up to them. These are astronauts, like, literal, like, oh my god. And
And,
you
like,
cannot just
of all of the lies being told to us, is that really the one that matters?
I mean, it depends on, like, how, I guess, attached you are to
Well,
NASA and science and all that, but, like, I
listen,
get what you
if you're attached to NASA, you really gotta look into their history a little closer. And watch the
Yeah,
movie that was about the women that NASA denied existed. Like, there's
Hidden
so
Figures.
there yeah, thank you. Yes,
I love
yes,
that
yes.
movie, so good.
Um,
Another movie that's really good that's related to, like, NASA and the moon landing is, um, it's with Channing Tatum and, uh, I think Scarlett Johansson. It's, like, on hold on, now I gotta look it up. Land on the Moon or what the fuck is it
bullshit,
called?
I have to do research.
No, because it's actually To the Moon, okay. It came out, I think, a year or 2 ago. Um It is Fly to the Moon. Yeah, that's what it's called. It's
Mm.
actually a really good, like, romantic comedy movie, and, I enjoyed it, but it also, like, showed the what almost happened, like, the fake version, like, it shows that whole setup and, like, how that all went down, and then how there was only one person, technically 2, like, the main characters, trying to stop it from happening, and so I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's probably not 100% accurate like any movie, but, um,
That's okay, neither
it's
is
still
any
worth
press conference that comes from our government.
and if anything
Oh.
exactly. Not only that, but if anything, it's a great cast, so it's a really because Woody Harrelson is also in the movie. Um, so yeah, it's a good one, but Hidden Figures is by far top-notch cinema.
Yes,
That shit was so good.
absolutely. I can understand, having your your, like, idol shattering moment or whatever. I can understand that, but if you're willing to go somewhere and shout about stuff,
Mhm.
I feel like there's things that I mean, I don't wanna
There's other
compare traumas or anything, but, like,
right.
there's some serious shit going down that maybe we should focus on the stuff on our own planet before we're worried about who may or may not have been on the moon. I that's a personal opinion. That's a personal call, but I'm
Yep.
just saying.
Yeah, it's I agree, like, there's much bigger things to be focused on, and if you're willing to go up to someone and scream in their face about that, why aren't you willing to do that to pedophiles?
Mhm.
you
Mhm,
know?
mhm,
Like,
mhm. And,
there's no
we
truth.
literally we just had the Epstein survivors testify in Congress. People
Mhm.
are speaking out about things that are so much bigger than space
Yeah,
travel. And, like, yeah, bigger in what sense? Bigger in a priority sense, in a people are being hurt sense. So, like, we could focus on the people who may or may not have left the planet. Wouldn't it be great if we all could? Um, but what we could also focus on is people like Cheyenne Hunt who are actively trying to make this planet worth staying on and trying to bring back a power dynamic that isn't centered on misogyny.
yeah.
So, that's our segue, folks. Um, I Maggie already knew about this person, I guess. I had not heard of her until I came across her TikTok today saying that she was getting death threats from, I can't remember the dude's name, Stalwell? The congressman that she got nixed out of everything because he's a misogynistic asshole who's been harassing people, allegedly. Is being investigated for it. But I'm already astonished and amazed by her. I think that the things that she's done, I'm looking at her website right now. She calls herself attorney, organizer, advocate, and I think it's really insulting if you Google her, like I shared, my Google search with Maggie earlier, and it just called her an influencer. I'm like,
Yeah, that is
"That's
weird.
that's a little insulting to her. That's a little, like that's so not the only thing that she is." And she's actually influencing. She's not an influencer in the sense that she's on Instagram getting people to buy purses. Like, she it was, to my understanding, it was her friend who came to her first and asked her to make a video about, this congressman who had harassed her, and she has the what did we say earlier? The chutzpahs to 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 do something about it, and she went on her platform and she said something about it, and then her phone started blowing up, she said, with other people coming forward about the same congressman, and so they started getting together, organizing all of their information and doing all of their research and making sure that this was not just some not a wild goose chase, but a red herring or something like that. I don't know what phrase I'm looking for. They wanted to make sure it wasn't bullshit. They did their due diligence. They found the truth and they exposed the truth. And I don't remember if she did it twice. Maggie can hopefully correct me on this. I don't remember if she did it twice or if that one also brought another one to light.
Hmm.
Do you remember?
I don't remember. It
Either way.
probably was more than once.
Yes. But she's actually got a movement called the Reckoning Action. And, they have their own website, reckoningaction.org, and it's all about their mission, which is to reverse the impacts of, um, misogyny. Their mission statement says, "Reckoning Action exists to confront misogyny and gender bias in American public life, in its structural forms, in its cultural expressions, and in the institutions of power that enforce the subjugation of women," and they go on. So I sent her a message on TikTok. I don't even know if she saw it or if it was like one of her people saw it, but I'm hoping that she'll send us a statement that I can read out to you guys because she's really doing incredible things.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I do hope she responds, or even
Mm.
if she would be interested in talking to us, that would be like super amazing.
Incredible, incredible.
But but I'm learning that because I've been I've been reaching out to a couple different like influencer type people that are, either into the religious trauma
Mhm,
section or the political like section, and like I've gotten some responses, but like from the more recent one I reached out to, they were like, their assistant responded to me and just was like, she doesn't have the bandwidth for podcasting right now.
Mhm.
But she was like, if that changes in the future, like, we'll let you know. And I mean, like, that's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.
and I appreciate the honesty and like,
Yeah.
you gotta think, like, this is their job, like, they're doing
Mhm.
this shit full time, and, like, so not only is she, like, a political influencer, that's
Mhm.
2 jobs already in one, and she started a movement, she's a founder of Reckoning Action, so, like,
She's
and she's
also
an attorney.
she's the executive director of Gen Z for Change, which is another organization, and they love Mamdani as much as we do.
Yeah, hopefully so.
So, of course. But yeah, no, this is not someone who is just chronically online and taking selfies. This is so much deeper than that and so much more powerful than that.
Yeah.
Like, it's it's people like this who do give me hope that things can change because this is still getting to us. Even though, there's a lot of things in the media that are not getting to us. I think that that's very important for people to understand. I feel like some people are like, "Oh, well, it's been awful quiet on the home front, so, everything must be balancing back out." No. No. Just the higher people, no. The people in higher powers are buying the news outlets. So, you're not going to get the news that they don't want you to get.
Yep, and that is the perfect into like intro into what my brother said yesterday that just kind of like I've been thinking about it, and he literally like was saying that oh, it's going to balance itself out. It always has that trickle down effect where things get really bad and then and then eventually is flips and gets better. And
Mhm.
and he was like, it's just human nature because human nature is evil. And that's why we need to trust in the
Oh,
Lord and all that.
God.
And so again, like he was just like saying something my dad would say. But he was talking about how before we never had to worry about this stuff because before social media, we never found out about the news or we would never hear about the bad things that were happening. And he was like going on about how social media is the reason why everything's so bad. And I was like, okay, I do agree that social media has caused a lot of harm more than
Mhm.
good. However, you saying that literally is proving just how privileged you've been because
Absolutely.
you haven't had to worry. And the thing is he was like, he was just like, you just have to learn to not care and not worry about what's happening to other people if and I was just like, wait, what? Because he
That
was like, he was like, if you're so worried about everyone else when it's something that's out of your control, you're just gonna give yourself more unnecessary stress. And I was like, yeah, except these are systematically things that are happening that do impact us community wide and globally, and like
okay.
that does need to be talked about and I do need
So
to care about that.
so the second question that we have to ask people is, what is your definition of necessary?
Yeah.
I'd say it's
Mhm.
pretty damn necessary to the people who have been taken by ICE and whose families are still trying to get them back.
Yeah.
I'd say it's pretty relevant to the survivors who are, again, even though they were very upset when it was suggested that they should do a televised whatever for testimony in front of Congress to put their shit on record, they did it anyways. I don't think that that was something they would view as unnecessary. I'm not trying to be aggressive towards your brother. That's not what I mean. But like, it is something that is important to me because these words that we're so cavalier about throwing around, like necessity and affordability and, Trump's favorite word that he discovered, groceries. Like, where, where even are we? Y'all were up in arms when Bill Clinton got a blowy.
Right.
Are we
Right.
but now we should not care?
And don't
What
get
do
me
you
started on Obama.
like, what do you mean? You just only care when you, what, think that you can win?
Yeah.
But if everybody has that outlook, then we all lose.
Yeah. That's exactly what I was saying after he left, 'cause, like,
And
I
what Bible verse told you not to care?
that's my thing too. I was just like, "You really don't fucking get the point of,
Mm-mm.
like, humanity, or you claim to be a Christian and go to church and all this, yet you don't give a shit about your neighbors. Like, you don't give a shit about helping other people outside of family."
What
Like,
happened to the
you
angels in disguise? Weren't we supposed to be watching for them?
right. And, like,
Jesus.
don't get me wrong, he's helpful when it comes to family, but anything outside that, it's like he doesn't think he needs to worry about it. And he thinks because I worry about everything and everyone that that's the problem. And it's like,
Mhm.
sure, yeah, it definitely makes my anxiety amplified, but I cannot turn off that
No.
I care. And I care because it impacts not only us, but it impacts people we love and care about and are friends with, and we want to help them. And
Yep.
like, if all of your neighbors were to disappear tomorrow because ICE came and got them, are you gonna sit here and say you wouldn't care and it wouldn't impact your neighborhood?
It wouldn't fuck up your day? I
Like, if
mean,
that
like, not for nothing, that would fuck up my day. That
at
is not
least
something that I want to ever see. It's certainly not something I ever want my children to see or my friends to have to see or experience or any of it. So why is it okay that it's happening to someone else just because it's not happening to you yet?
yeah,
And
and
like I hear myself saying these words and I'm kind of like not laughing at myself, but I am because there was a time when other people were saying these things to me and I was still so set in that way that I was like, "No, you're wrong because there's other more important things." And it's like, there's really not. There's really not. Now I've lived some life and I have experienced some things, and what I've experienced, again, we do not compare traumas, but when I think about what I experienced versus what those women who testified before Congress a couple weeks ago experienced, it ain't even a drop in the bucket, dude. Like,
honestly,
so when I think about what we have seen come out of Minnesota or what we have seen coming from DeSantis or what we have seen coming from the White House, think
mhm,
about how much more we're not seeing.
yeah,
It's a drop in the bucket. And so, absolutely, I get why we're looking for lies, but we gotta look at the ones that affect people in a real I don't wanna say feelings don't matter, of course they do, but there are other things that matter more, like human rights, people's bodies being violated, people being killed. This is not what it is supposed to be, what life is supposed to be. We are thrilled to announce that Trauma in Our Veins is now brought to you by Aspire Energy Drinks, which I have proudly introduced to Maggie. Oh, hey, sidebar, do you remember the movie, the admittedly problematic movie, Never Been Kissed?
oh yeah, the Drew Barrymore one.
Yes. So the part where they say it's got vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamins D, H, and C, I think of that every single time I crack open an Aspire Energy.
That's amazing. I love that you made that connection to that movie.
Hey, I love that movie.
I haven't seen it in forever, and then when you were talking about watching it, I was like, "Ooh, okay." So, thank you, because now every time I drink it, I will think about it.
You're welcome.
I just happen to have one of the little drink packet single serving mixes, and right now as we speak.
Oh my gosh, yes. Listeners, Aspire Healthy Energy delivers balanced, crash free energy by giving you a bunch of vitamins and natural caffeine. My husband Tim, who's diabetic, can have them because they're zero sugar. They've got flavors I like, some he likes, but we'll drink any of them. They're all really, really good. And it gives you the boost you need without giving you any kind of jitters or like you have to have more to make it through the day.
Yeah, they are really good, and I've tried so many different or water, like sparkling drinks,
Mm,
whatever, and this one is very flavorful. They're so
yeah.
good. And for our listeners, if you do want to try out their drinks, you can also get 20% off if you use the code airdrinks.com. Saying, I mean, 20%,
A
it's
discount,
something.
a
Definitely
discount, my
helps.
girl.
Exactly. I'll take
Again,
any.
right? And that code is trauma, TRAUM, at aspiredrinks.com. Just saying.
And also want to just say this drink, the little single serve packet, it's called First, and it reminds me of the old school ring, the blue flavor. It's
Oh my,
good.
oh, that sounds amazing. That sounds
Yes.
so good. I'm gonna have to order some with our code. All right.
Trauma.
Uh, okay, really, we need
Okay.
to focus. All right, back.
Okay. Bye.
Oh, you know what else I saw on TikTok today? Haven't fact checked it. There is now a refugee from the United States, the first on record refugee from the United States going through the refugee process, I believe, in Japan. First United States refugee.
Oh, like they left here and went to
Yep.
Japan?
And they are going through the refugee process. I think it was Japan. I don't know that for fact. And Google isn't being very helpful. But yeah, this is real people's lives being affected and having to uproot themselves in order to escape what's going on. He had to explain in this video, he had to explain the meaning of the word refugee because he was talking to an influencer who's learning English, and the I stopped him in the street to talk to him to get his help learning English, and then you find out that this guy is a refugee from the United States, and it took like a couple minutes to make this guy understand what refugee meant. They had to search it in his phone to get the literal translation of the word for him because he couldn't understand what it was.
Yeah.
And yeah, the guy's over there. He has no home. He has no belongings. He has no nothing. This guy was kind enough to bring him into a convenience store and buy him some food. Um, but yeah, like
And if it's Japan, I'm telling you, the food in convenience stores is
it looks
so
top notch.
good.
Actually, I'm getting more confident it was Japan because I'm pretty sure he said a Japanese crepe. So I'm
Oh,
pretty
then
sure it
yeah,
was Japan.
okay.
But yeah, so like that is someone's relative. That is someone's friend who is now across the world and away from everything he knows and sleeping in between two businesses. He said between the internet cafe and something else that he sleeps there. And I mean, how can you just look at that and not care and not even like it just like, nope, it doesn't affect me, so it's fine. And and it's not a single thing. Like you're looking all around us all the time and what we see is pain.
Yeah,
And it's pain that is pointless and could be avoided if people just weren't so goddamn greedy.
right? I agree. And it's also on top of the greed, it's, the selfishness and the just like, oh, I need to look away because it's too uncomfortable to look at this. And
Yeah.
people convince themselves like, well, there's literally nothing I can do, so why should I care? And that's essentially what my brother was getting at. He
Mhm.
was like, it's out of your control. You can't change what's happening. And it's like, and I literally said, well, you can vote. Hello.
Mm.
Like that's kind of the fucking point of voting. And honestly, like people our age and younger and even older, like people will say, "Ah, there's no point of voting," or "I don't care about voting. I don't care about politics. Doesn't affect me." Like, and then what do you get? Less
Yeah.
people voting, and now looking at, I guarantee you, my brother probably has no idea about the voting rights action and
Mhm.
how all that shit is. Ugh.
And it's just like I have freaking Shrek in my head. Whenever somebody says something like that, there's nothing you can do about it. Well, doesn't that bother you? Like,
Right?
are you just fine? You're just like, "Well, that's the way the world is. Aw, shucks." Like, no! If somebody was being stabbed in front of you in the street, would you walk away and say, "Well, it's not me, so it doesn't affect me"? No! Well, you know
That's
what?
right.
Actually, a lot of people probably would.
It's the bystander effect. Yep.
Yeah.
That's
And it's just
unfortunately
but, like, you
proven.
it kills me because as a Christian, all I wanted was to change people's lives. All I wanted was to make change for people's lives. It was the goal. You're not allowed to be a Christian if you don't give witness and testimony and blah, 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 and continue and keep making sure that your actions align with your words and all this stuff and action, 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 action until
Yeah.
you're not a Christian and then fuck you. That was so the opposite of the Bible that I read.
See, that just triggered something for me because as you were saying that, I was like, "Oh my god," like, my parents used to ask me, "Well, did you witness to them? Did you tell them that you were a Christian and try to get them to believe in Jesus?" Like, they would ask me that about, like, friends or just, like, random
Mhm.
people I met or even at my jobs. They would ask me if I tell people while I'm working, and I would be like, "No," because I don't believe that that's okay, and even when I was a Christian, I didn't like doing that. To me, it felt dirty and weird to like advertise my faith.
Like you're
And
being
so
a
I would
sleazy salesman, right?
yeah, and I would tell them back. I'd be like, "No, because I believe there's other ways to witness by showing kindness, just being
Mhm.
nice and friendly and helpful. That's all you need to do." Like people just want compassion. That's what's lacking in the world. And I used to say that to them and they're like, "Yeah, well, how are they going to know the Lord then?" That's what they would say. They'd be like,
Right.
"How would they know the Lord?" And it's like, "Well, if I'm being Christ-like, isn't that what you're supposed to do?" Sorry.
Salt of the earth. We are being salty.
I
Seriously
just
though. And if you didn't, then you were ashamed.
Mhm.
If you
Yeah.
didn't, then you were embarrassed and you were the reason why that person went to hell. And
See
literally, do you remember that song, What If I'm 15?
oh god.
This is literally the argument that I want to scream into my father's face when he asks me why we should bother talking about impeachment or reform or all of these things. I was like, what do you mean? This is everything that you taught me was that my voice matters and that what I say and what I stand up for matters. So, like, if I'm the 15th person to say something to make a difference and I don't say anything, isn't it my fault that the difference does not get made? Is that not your logic?
Mm.
For the record, everybody, it's a shitty song that says if it takes 15 times to learn about Jesus and I don't say anything and I was the 15th, then it's my fault that person goes to hell. That's the point of the song.
Oof. See, I
And
hate that.
and I can literally still sing it in my head and I hate it.
See, like, I was always embarrassed to talk about my faith because unless it was, like, in church or whatever, but, like, outside of that, if I was out there and, like, trying to be a witness or whatever, even when I did missions trips and stuff, like, I I would get more embarrassed talking about my faith with God because I never really understood it or, like I think I just had so much doubt, for so long and like there was so much that was confusing to me that I would be more embarrassed to talk about that than literally anything else. And so
My
I would feel ashamed to talk
mhm.
about it. So then the double shaming of when my parents were asking me of, "Well, did you tell them about Jesus?" That would've they would say it like this, like, "That would have been the perfect time to bring up Jesus."
Mhm.
And
So
it just
I
ugh.
was I was shamed so hard in the other direction that excuse me, that, I think that's why I have the social skills of a chimpanzee. Um, because I was like, I when I would get embarrassed, my brain would start telling me, "You're ashamed of Jesus. You're ashamed of church. You're ashamed of it. You're going to hell. You're sending everybody around you to hell." So then I would try so hard to overcome that shame that I became shameless in the conversations that I would have in telling people, well, if you can't figure it out, you're going to hell. Like, I became awful. I brought my Bible to school with me, public school people. Um, had it sitting on my desk. Literally, I had it visible at all times because I had to make sure that I was not being ashamed. So I would have my Bible on my desk. I ended up losing it and I never got it back. I'm so heartbroken about it. Um, but
Shame.
like, I went in the seriously, that was it. That was it. There was literally an old woman following me around in my brain, ringing a bell saying shame all the time.
Yeah.
And that was literally like, so I became a bitch about it. I don't know how I had friends. I asked my high school friends, my public school friends who were very, very not Christian, how did you keep me around? And this is a genuine conversation I had with my friend Chrissy. I was like, "How did you manage?" Because I was awful. Everything was coming back to the church. Everything was coming back to Jesus. Everything was coming back. It was gonna happen. I was gonna invite you to church every week, and it was gonna be I was that person. And I asked her, I was like, "How the fuck did you stay friends with me?" She's like, "I just knew somewhere in there was a good person. I just knew. And I just knew that if I could get her out, it would be great." And she was right, because 'cause I'm fabulous.
I love that. Yeah. It's so interesting. I love when I, like, reconnect with somebody that I was friends with when I was a
Mhm.
Christian, and, like, we reconnect, and then we talk, and we're like, we both have deconstructed. It is
Oh, yeah.
literally, like, the greatest feeling.
Yes, I agree completely. Like,
I
when
love
I
it.
came back into the college group after deconstructing, it was a wildly different experience.
Yeah, breath of fresh air,
Yes, 100%. So,
"Oh, we're all on the same page. Cool, okay, yeah."
well, mostly. Well, mostly.
For most, yeah, mostly,
But
right.
again,
But
this goes back to something that we've talked about in the past, which is working on figuring out well, this is what we talked about last recording was morality and perspective. It
Mhm.
was, everybody has the potential of good and evil inside of them. I think this is like a Harry Potter concept too. It's, I'm pretty sure it's when he was talking to Harry about him being connected with Voldemort, and he's talking about everybody has good and evil inside them. It's what you choose to feed or whatever. Um,
Yeah.
and it's not an unfamiliar concept in a lot of ways. There's songs about it and stories about it all over the place, and it's true. And even the Christians think it's true because they won't listen to secular music or let you watch Harry Potter movies because it's about magic and that might make you believe in magic, and that would be the worst thing. And you can't believe in giants even though the Bible talks about giants. And you can't but you
Right. I could
ah,
keep going. Yeah.
we could keep going. Yeah, definitely.
Um, I and that's the thing too, it's like, okay, you say all these things, but I don't know, it's like the action behind it too,
Mhm.
because when I hear Christians say things like, um, "Oh, well, God's in control and he chose Trump for a reason, blah, blah,
Blech.
blah." And it's just like, okay, but did you say that when Biden was president? I don't
Nope.
think so.
Nope.
You were bitching the whole time, and same
Mhm.
with Obama. So, like, and yes, it does very, like, we can see there's that pendulum swinging where it does
Mhm.
go from, one way to the other way, like Democratic to Republican and all that. But, like, this is beyond that pendulum swing has completely broken off of its wheel or whatever the fuck it's called, and it is just flailing in the air at this point,
Yeah. And we're
and
all
we're
stuck on the pirate ship roller coaster ride that's just spinning wildly in circles while people are flying off.
yeah, literally, like, I think and with most recently, like, for instance, the most recent thing that happened this week is, um, so Trump was suing the IRS,
Yeah, I saw
dropped
that.
that lawsuit, and they agreed to not audit him or his family, so they will never be audited, and that's something that can't change in the future either, and it's just like, what the fuck? Like, that is just the most corrupt thing ever. And then to top it off, what kind of like started that like settlement or whatever that they or agreement that they had uh is he created the sludge fund using our taxpayer dollars to create
Mhm.
a 1.8 billion anti-weaponization fund, whatever the fuck. And it's literally
Anti-weaponization, when does he give up his weapons?
right. And it literally is to give money and reparations to the Predators, the rioters from January 6th that stormed the Capitol and beat up Capitol Hill police officers.
Who
Like,
I believe are
beat them.
countersuing. I
Yes,
believe they
they,
are suing him.
yeah, they are, which I'm really glad they are because they fucking should. And,
Mhm.
but like, this whole thing is, and it's like, oh, this is causing a huge national debate. And it's like, well, of fucking course. I mean, for one, it's just another distraction from the Epstein files, which why
Mhm.
isn't that causing a national debate still? What the
Right?
hell?
It's
And
causing international debate. We are
right?
so far behind the times right now.
For yeah, seriously, like we're so it's like we're so focused on the wrong things and then like these new things keep happening like the war with Iran and like all that shit and then this stupid 1.8 billion for January 6th people. And it's like all the people he pardoned, a lot of them have already been arrested for like child sex crimes and some
Mhm.
really fucked up shit. So
What? Pedophiles
we're
protecting pedophiles?
yeah, and then you're going to give them millions or how I don't know how much each person gets, but too much, I can tell you that. And it's coming out of our pockets.
Yeah.
And okay, I'm sorry, but like, I know he's an idiot and I know he makes decisions for like just his own gain, but like, I really do believe that he is also doing it purposely to make us all so mad because he wants us to react. He wants us to react with violence
Mm,
because then he can get his way finally and do the Insurrection Act. That's what he wants. I mean,
yeah.
DC is still crawling with the National Guard. And Minnesota still crawling with ice. And now ice is popping up here in Wisconsin. They're in Ohio. They're active everywhere, but like they're prominently in certain areas
Yeah.
and targeting specific areas. And so but I even with that, I feel like the media has not really been talking about ice as much.
No, not at all that I've seen. Okay, I saw 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, that the first, charges were being brought up against an ICE officer for a field of duty situation. That is the only thing that I have seen.
Yes. And also in Minnesota, a few of them are being charged with aggressive force. I want to say they're the agents that were it wasn't for the ones that shot Renee or Alex. It was for the
It was
first person they killed.
was it for I thought it was for the woman who was dragged out of her car. Hold on.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to remember their name.
Okay. Minnesota County charges ICE officer in shooting during immigration crackdown. This was from May 18th, and it was for the non-fatal shooting of a Venezuelan man during Trump's
Yeah.
administration's crackdown in Minnesota. The officer is Christian Castro, and the person shot was Julio Cesar Sosa Celis.
Yes. That's who. So we did see that, and then the ACLU also helped start a action against the government
Mm.
um for just the racial profiling, the unlawful arrests. So a bunch of Minnesota residents are getting in on that lawsuit, and so that was started in March as well. So that'll probably take some time, but it's yeah, it is interesting. I also recently watched this interview where this guy interviewed a bunch of ICE agents, and they were uh doing it anonymously,
Mm.
but some of the things they said, like, and they weren't all, so like one of the things they explained was people think of ICE and they all think they're all like the same, like with that same title and same like responsibility and everything. And the
Right.
thing is, they have divisions just like law enforcement, you know, so they have different divisions, and some of them are part of Border Patrol, whereas some of them are not. And so some of them are just for raids, and then some of them are for child exploitation. And when he was talking, there was an agent talking about that. He actually got fired for a comment that he didn't make. It was someone else who made it, but he got fired for misconduct because he was the whistleblower, so to speak.
Mm.
And, you know, take everything with a grain of salt. Like, he could also just be super bitter and, like, just wants to talk shit. And so
Right.
maybe he did actually make that comment. I don't know. But he's saying that he was fired from DHS or whatever. And so now
Right.
he's coming forward about all the fucked up shit that's going on. And um so one of the things he was talking about was how since the Metro surge started, and like everything with ICE and Trump and like the mass deportations,
Mhm.
the division that was handling child exploitation, their like resources and availability for doing that has gone down 33%. And
Mm.
so he was talking about how they were in the middle of some really big investigations of a lot of like uh child trafficking rings and like just sick shit that's been going on in our country, and they were like in the middle of those, and then
Mhm.
they had to just stop, and it was just so abrupt because they were pushing the metro surge in
Yeah.
Minnesota and other places so hard, and so they were pulling agents from various divisions, taking them away from vital investigations.
Right.
And so that really like just paints a picture of how even there are some of these agents that they didn't want this. They
Right.
didn't, it wasn't supposed to be like this. And there are some coming forward and admitting, like, no, this is not okay. They took it too far.
Yeah.
They unlawfully killed two people. You know, like, so they were very honest about that. And like just them explaining to the difference between, you know, each division, to me, like that was kind of eye opening, because like I think all of us collectively, especially left, more
Yeah.
so left leaning people, are just like fuck ICE, and it's like, yeah, fuck ICE. But there are actually some within certain divisions, just like law enforcement, where they are actually doing work that is necessary and investigating some really, really big crimes. And now, because of Trump, they're not.
Right.
And so that is also a big deal. And so, like, resources are being spread thin, they're being cut, and all this stuff. And it's like, again, we're just seeing more and more protections for pedophiles. We're
Yeah.
seeing more, like, recently, some states were trying to pass laws to ban child marriage, and
Mhm.
quite a few, including Tennessee, like voted against that, meaning they
Mhm.
want it to stay where it's legal to have child brides in the
Mm.
US. And it's like we're still in those times. And
Yep.
like I keep hearing all these people like, in 2026 we're doing that, and it's like,
Uh-huh.
bro, where the fuck have you been? Like
Mm.
this this shit
This
has been
shit is
backwards for a
bananas.
while.
BAN.
And it has been for so
Yeah.
long, but like nobody like, there was no, like, spotlight on it. No one was bringing the attention to it, and now we're finally, like, getting a little bit more of that, which, is good, but it's also shedding light on just how fucked our systems have been for a
Yeah,
long time.
how far behind we are from where we thought we were.
Yeah, exactly.
Which, to be fair, people have been screaming for decades, and I will speak as a white person, a lot of it went on deaf ears for a long time because everybody's like, "What? No," including myself for a long time. I was like, "Everybody, what? No, that can't be happening. It's the new millennium or whatever." And then, meeting people at our college who showed us very much that those times were still alive and well.
Yeah.
Like, it's sad. It's really sad, but we have to be able to admit when we're on the wrong side of that, pick up ourselves by our bootstraps or whatnot, and get back out there and try again.
Yeah. And
Uh,
call for action, call for change. Like, I think so many people have given up or they feel like, what's the point of
yeah.
speaking out? What's the point of voting? What's the point of writing to your senators? Blah, blah, blah. Like, and I get that. It can feel that way sometimes. But if we all give up, then yeah, no change is going to happen.
Yep.
So there have to be people that take that mantle, take up the space, and call for change. And we're seeing that, especially in the Epstein world of fuckery, because
Mhm.
not only are survivors coming forward, but more and more advocates are joining. And like, there was just on May 18th, there was just like a 24-hour Epstein uh evidence like filibuster where they literally spent 24 hours reading the files, and they had various like journalists and advocates, and um Sophia Bush even was a part of it, and like,
Mhm.
so
Oh, I love
it
her.
yes, me too. And like, she's a huge advocate for women's rights and
Mhm.
survivors of abuse rights and things like that. So we
Makes you
need
wonder what
more.
went on those sets.
Girl, I
Mhm.
don't wonder. I
That's fair.
don't. Right? Like, too much has come out about Hollywood in the
Yeah.
last, you know, 5, 10 years where it's just like, ugh, there's a lot of just sickness going on.
Yeah.
But
And then
there's also
today was the last day of that, museum, the pop-up Epstein museum.
yes, the library. Yeah, that was awesome too. And like,
The Donald J. Trump and Jeffrey Epstein Memorial Reading Room is what it was called,
yes.
and it ran from May 8th to today.
And it was successful, like, a lot of people went.
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping that more places do things like that because we can't stop talking about it until there is some justice.
Yeah.
Because they want us to stop talking about it. They want us to forget. They want us to focus about the economy and the war and whatever else fuckery is going on. And don't get me wrong, those things are important too and not
Mhm.
good, but like, again, we need to really like the pedophilia and just like how intertwined that is in politics, in the business world, just literally the school systems, everything. Like,
Yeah,
it's everywhere, and like, we need to get rid of that disease because
absolutely.
it's spreading like wildfire. And
In peaceful, nonviolent ways, we do not propone or condone violence. I feel like
right.
I genuinely I'm so sorry, but that's on tier with saying allegedly for me now because, like, I wanna make it very, 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 very clear, we are not for that life. Like, we are not. I can't. I'm seeing too much I'm watching too much TikTok. I am.
I
But I see people who are, like, just everyday random TikTokers with, like, 100,000 followers maybe, and they're saying that DHS is showing up at their doors. It's fucking insane.
yeah. Yeah, like, oh, that was something I was gonna share too. There's this bar up north, so like a couple hours from us, and he is an owner of like this brewery, and we've been there and we liked
Mhm.
their beer. So around the time whatever the last at the that stupid dinner thing where the attempt
Yeah,
was made or whatever, quote marks, whatever.
allegedly.
Where alleged um so around that time, this bar owner was on social media, and this was the second time he did it because he also offered it the last attempt as well. But basically, he offered his customer base free beer if he dies. And
Jesus.
so yeah,
Oh,
it's morbid, right? But like
guys, we gotta be more subtle than that. Come on now.
but on the other hand, like so he wasn't saying, "Oh, I hope he's dead," or "I want him to," or "I'm going to do it myself." Like,
Yeah.
what happened was the FBI showed up
Oh
and
no.
they interrogated him and he recorded it live,
Oh my god.
as he legally can, and so then he posted it and they just asked him a bunch of questions. Like, it was literally 2 agents, they came to the bar and they called and said that they were coming, so he
Right.
knew, and so then everybody was, like, panicking, like, his customers and then people that weren't fans and then, were calling for his arrest and for him to, like,
Mhm.
get fired and all this stuff, and, so then, like, they came, they asked their questions, and they left because, like, literally, like, there
Yeah.
was no threat,
Right.
but they were trying to get him to somehow admit to, like, a threat of terrorism or whatever, and he was just like, no." Like, First Amendment. So anyways, then they left, and then, like, I think the investigation was over, but it caused such a ruckus in that town that, like,
Mhm.
there ended up being he held some event I think that night or whatever, like, and basically said like, come and support me, and then like people that were on the other side of that came and
Mhm.
were trying to like protest him and
Right. Of
like all
course.
that, so it definitely caused some issues. However, he recently announced that he's running for, I think, mayor, I believe. He's either running for mayor or some sort of, like, lower level, like, city official.
Yeah.
I can't remember, which one exactly, but I honestly was like, "Pretty awesome." Like,
Right.
that's, like, a crazy situation, though,
I
and
mean,
it just, I felt
it's just like James Charles. FAFO'd, you know? You try to take me down, now I'm gonna except on James Charles was reversed. He tried to insult someone else, and then he forgot that his fan base is full of people like that person. But in this
right?
case, we flipped the script and the FBI was like, "Are you threatening me?" And he's like, "No." And they're like, "Fuck, I forgot you could just say no."
Right? Well, and I mean, they took it pretty seriously, like, the questions they were asking were,
Oh, I'm
like, very
sure.
much, and, I mean, to be honest, like, they probably I can't remember because I watched it, but it was, like, weeks ago, but I can't remember if they said, like, "We're gonna be watching you," or, like,
Oh, I'm
something along
sure.
those
He's on
lines.
lists. He's
Yep.
on lists for sure.
Which, I mean, I probably am too now
Yeah, I
because
know, right? Me too. And I'm like, "You know what? If Imma be on a list, I know I didn't do anything illegal. I know I'm not a proponent of violence. I know that all I have done is, as the magic sitar says, I only speak the truth." But I'm absolutely with you on that. I'm at this I mean, at this point, give me your list. What do you want? I'm gonna die
Yeah.
trying. I don't know. Fuck.
Like I showed you the other day, I think I'm on a, like, list of, uh, like, being anti-Israel or whatever because
Mm,
there was a guy, and again, like, I was just trolling him, but he
mhm.
was serious and, like, would not let it go, but by the end of it, I could really tell he was a very much pro-Israel type plant situation where he is trying to convince people in Wisconsin to continue to be pro-Israel and pro-Israel America alliance. But the thing that really tipped me off was he said something along the lines of how without having that alliance with Israel, there would be no global stability. And I straight up told him, there is no global
Right?
stability.
Is the global stability in the room with us?
Right? Where is it? I can't see it. It's too dark. Like
Oh
where
my
I don't.
god.
So it was just kind of like, okay. So it just felt very much like, who the fuck? And at one point I was like, am I talking to like an AI bot? And
I feel like a
honestly,
lot of them are.
maybe, yeah, probably. But if it was like, it was a very much, again, a pro-Israel, bot. And to me, I'm like, wait, how are you trying to connect this to Wisconsin politics? And now you're talking about our alliance with Israel. And I literally said, I was like, the relationship between Israel and America is the most toxic one I've seen in a hot minute. And
I don't know. The only one that might beat it is the relationship between America and itself.
right, honestly. Yeah, and I just kind of went off about all the idiots and what he said back to me though was he was just like, I understand that these are major concerns for you, but can we focus on the real important issue right now, Israel and America's alliance? And I was just like, I'm sorry, but everything I said is the important issue, and you're trying to dismiss that, and you clearly only care about Israel. Like,
Right, but when we care about other refugees, we're taking away from Americans, right?
we're not
Wasn't
being
wasn't that
patriotic.
wasn't that what has been said forever about taking in refugees? Just
Yeah.
curious. I'm just curious.
I'm just
I'm
curious.
just
Like,
curious. I need everyone to treat MAGA like Kill Carl treats his music. Have you ever listened to Kill Carl?
um,
He's very
so
funny.
low.
He's kind of like the Weird Al of metal, but he does his own stuff. Like he's just silly, but metal. It's fun. Anyways, shout out to Kill Carl. Go look him up. You can look up I'm a metalhead bitch, great song.
Hell
And Gimme Fucking Cheeseburger, great song.
yeah. I'm definitely gonna look that up after
Oh my
this.
goodness. But
Yeah.
as much as the world is chaos, there is still hope. And I genuinely am feeling more of it most days. I won't say each day.
Yeah.
I won't say each day. But
It's
most
hard.
days, I feel like overall we're on an upward trend as far as potential, not as far as where we are. Let's be clear. Shit sucks. But
Yeah.
we have some traction now, I think. We have people who are consistently making these changes. These congressmen are getting booted out. The Epstein files are not going away. The war for Israel, is being called out as the bullshit that it is. And so, as much as shit's cray,
Mhm.
there is still positive things happening, and that is what I have to focus on. That is what we have to focus on,
Yeah.
and listen to silly
Yes.
music in the meantime.
Yes.
Speaking of which,
Yes.
I have another song. That is Grippy Socks by Slate Gray, SL number 8, space GRAY. And if you know, you know.
Nice. I do love me some grippy socks.
Right. On that note, ladies and germs, we've had so much fun today, and we are ready to continue being silly and hopeful. I don't know.
Yeah. It's what we got right now.
Oh,
So
and I got a
hang
new
in there.
kitty, guys.
Oh, that's right.
I got a
Yes.
new kitty. His
Mushu.
name is Mushu, also known as Mushy. And Mushamoo
Yay.
and Mooshmaster and Mushu, the educated whale who thinks he's better than you.
He's so cute.
He's so fucking cute. He's a void cat and he's amazing and he is the perfect. I meant to tell you that I'm so random right now. I'm so sorry, but he looks just like the cat that we said we wanted to put in our tattoo. So it's
Oh
even
yeah,
more
you did tell
perfect.
me that. That's
Okay.
right.
Yes.
Yeah, I so
Anyways,
agree. I love it.
find your joy in life, people. It's all we can live for right now. I'm not going to make a comment about living for Jesus. Taking it back, reeling it in.
Oh no, going fishing here.
Living for Loki. How about that? Hey.
Yes, find your tribe, find your hope any way you
Yes.
can,
And
and
we
keep
love
hanging
you.
in there.
And may Loki be with you.
May Loki be with you all.